JDW First Annual Royal Coronation of 2022 by Colton Dennis. James Dennis appears in his office. Hello everyone, I'm James Dennis, the person in charge of Blood Rumble. And tonight we will have our very first ever princess and prince crowned. 2 battle royals filled with Blood Rumble competitors. And the last one standing in the ring will become royalty. I hope everyone has a good night. And let's head down to the ring for our first match. Good luck everyone, said James. Bell dings. This match is scheduled for one fall. Is a women's battle royale, where the winner will become the very first Blood Rumble princess, said announce number 3. Bell dings. All 14 women. Or attacking each other? Here we go with our first match of the night. A battle royale to find out who will become the first ever Blood Rumble princess, said announce number 1. Oh man, I can't wait to find out who it's gonna be. It's very exciting, said announcer number 2. Blitz is punching Key. Key is groaning. Desire hits Blitz's back. Blitz groans. Desire is punching Blitz. Blitz walks away. Desire approaches Blitz. Blitz kicks Desire's stomach. Desire groans. Blitz lifts Desire onto her left shoulder, then tries to throw her over the top rope. Desire is holding onto the top rope. Blitz tries pushing Desire over the top rope. Desire is struggling, then lands onto her feet behind Blitz. Blitz turns around. Key runs at Desire, then goes to a one-legged dropkick onto her. Desire moves. Key does a one-legged dropkick onto Blitz. Blitz goes over the top rope, then lands onto the floor. Blitz has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Desire hits Key's back. Key groans, then walks away. Coral is punching Taz. Taz is groaning. Coral continuously kicking Taz. Taz continuously groaning, then slides down the corner. Coral walks away, runs at Taz, then does a knee to her head. Taz groans. What a knee that was by Coral, said announcer number 2. Could have knocked a few teeth put, said announcer number 1. Coral picks Taz up, leans her against the ropes, then lifts her right leg. Will Taz be eliminated right here? Asked announcer number 2. Taz is squirming, then elbows Coral's back. Coral groans. Taz picks Coral up, then lifts her onto her left shoulder. Coral grabs the ropes. Taz is struggling. Coral goes over the top rope, then lands onto the ledge of the ring. Coral needs to be careful, said announcer number 1. Coral is punching Taz. Taz is groaning. Coral grabs Taz's head, then hangs her off the top rope. Taz gasps, then walks away. Coral stands up onto the ledge of the ring. The Amazon runs at Coral. Coral's shoulder blocks the Amazon's stomach. The Amazon groans, then walks backwards. Coral starts climbing up the turnbuckle. The Amazon looks at Coral, then superkicks her. Coral groans, falls off the second turnbuckle, lands onto the floor, then rolls onto it. Coral's gone, said announcer number 2. The cat hits the Amazon's back. The Amazon staggers, turns around, then looks at the cat. The cat goes to run. The Amazon grabs the cat's tights. The cat does a back elbow onto the Amazon. The Amazon groans, then looks at the cat. The cat runs, climbs over the top rope, then jumps onto the floor. Cat just eliminated herself, said announcer number 1. I would have too, said announcer number 2. Raven whips Gemini into the corner. Gemini groans. Raven runs at Gemini. Gemini moves. Raven goes face first into the corner. She groans, then turns around. Gemini goes for a jumping cutter onto Raven. Raven pushes Gemini. Gemini staggers, then turns around. Raven kicks Gemini's stomach. Gemini groans. Raven does a double arm underhook. Facebuster onto Gemini. Gemini groans. Raven connects with her finisher, said announcer number 1. The Amazon turns Raven around. Raven kicks the Amazon's stomach, then sets her up for a double arm underhook facebuster. The Amazon is squirming, then flips Raven. Raven lands onto the mat. She groans, then pulls herself up with the ropes. The Amazon looks at Raven, then superkicks her. Raven goes over the top rope, then holds onto the ropes. Raven is holding on, said announcer number 2. Raven pulls herself up onto the ledge of the ring. The Amazon goes to superkick Raven again. Raven moves. The Amazon's right leg gets caught onto the top rope. Raven grabs the Amazon's right leg, then hangs it off the top rope. The Amazon groans, then falls onto the mat. Raven stands up onto the ledge of the ring. Iconic runs at Raven, then hits her with a forearm. Raven falls off the ledge of the ring, then lands onto the floor. Raven has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. A group starts attacking Taz. Taz is groaning. They're all going after Taz. That's right. Get rid of the biggest threat, said announcer number 2. Taz continuously punching the competitors. Essence does an uppercut onto Taz. Taz groans, then leans against the ropes. The group grabs Taz's legs, then lifts her over the top rope. Taz lands onto the floor. Taz has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. But did you see how many it took just to eliminate her? Asked announcer number 2. Key hits Gemini's back. Gemini groans, then walks away. Key bounces Gemini off the ropes. Gemini twists Key's right arm, then does a jumping cutter onto her. Key groans. The Amazon slowly stands up. Gemini looks at the Amazon, then does a jumping cutter onto her. Another and quat, horoscope and quat, connects, said announce number 1. Gemini stands up. Charity hits Gemini's back. Gemini groans. Charity goes for an inverted double arm underhook facebuster onto Gemini. Gemini pushes Charity. Charity staggers forward, then turns around. Gemini does a jumping cutter onto Charity. Gemini stands up. Iconic jumps onto Gemini's back, then locks in a sleeper hold onto her. Gemini is groaning, then waves her arms around. Iconic has her sleeper hold locked in, said announcer number 2. Gemini runs towards the ropes. Iconic gets hung off the top rope. She breaks the sleeper hold, falls onto the mat, then gasps. Gemini waving at Iconic. Iconic slowly stands up, then turns around. Gemini goes for a jumping cutter onto Iconic. Iconic breaks hold, grabs Gemini from behind, then throws her over the top rope. Gemini lands onto the floor. Gemini has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Desire is punching Saffron. Saffron is groaning. Desire bounces Saffron off of the ropes, then bends over. Saffron kicks Desire's chest. Desire groans, then walks away. Saffron approaches Desire, grabs her legs, then lifts her. Desire is elbowing Saffron. Saffron lets go of Desire. Desire hits Saffron's back, then sets her up for a full Nelson. Saffron is struggling, then rolls Desire onto the mat. Desire stands up, then turns around. Saffron dropkicks Desire's left leg. Desire falls face first onto the mat, then groans. Saffron stands up, runs, bounces off of the ropes, then goes for a bicycle knee onto Desire. Desire moves. Saffron staggers, then turns around. Desire runs at Saffron, then clotheslines her over the top rope. Saffron lands onto the floor. Saffron is gone, said announcer number 2. Desire is standing next to the ropes, then waves at Saffron. Bye bye, loser. Bye bye. Not gonna be a princess now, are you? Asked Desire, laughing, then turns around. Iconic dropkicks Desire. Desire goes over the top rope, then lands onto the floor next to Saffron. Desire has been eliminated. That's what she gets for being cocky, said announcer number 1. Charity is punching the Amazon. The Amazon is groaning, then pushes Charity. Charity staggers backwards, then walks towards the Amazon. The Amazon does a back elbow onto Charity. Charity groans, then walks away. The Amazon goes to superkick Charity. Charity ducks, then stands next to the ropes. The Amazon runs at Charity. Charity lifts the Amazon over the top rope. The Amazon lands onto the ledge of the ring. Charity is punching the Amazon. The Amazon is swaying on the ledge of the ring. Charity punches the Amazon again. The Amazon sways more on the ledge of the ring. Charity goes to punch the Amazon a third time. The Amazon shoulder blocks Charity's stomach. Charity groans. The Amazon puts her head between Charity's legs, then lifts her over the top rope. Charity lands onto the floor. Charity is gone, said announcer number 2. Key looks at the Amazon. The Amazon fully stands up onto the ledge of the ring. Key runs at the Amazon, jumps, then goes for a crossbody onto her. The Amazon ducks. Key goes over the top rope, then lands onto Charity. Key has eliminated herself, said announcer number 1. She was actually aiming for Amazon, said announcer number 2. We're down to 4, said announcer number 1. Iconic runs at the Amazon. The Amazon shoulder blocks Iconic's stomach. Iconic falls onto the mat, then groans. Drama punches the Amazon. The Amazon is swaying on the ledge of the ring. Drama goes to punch the Amazon again. The Amazon blocks, grabs Drama's head, then headbutts her. Drama groans, then walks away. Essence goes to punch the Amazon. The Amazon blocks, grabs Essence's head, then headbutts her. Essence groans. Both Charity and Key are hitting the Amazon's back. The Amazon is groaning. Both Charity and Key lift the Amazon off of the ledge of the ring, then do a double powerbomb onto her on the floor. The Amazon groans. Amazon is gone, said announcer number 2. Thanks to both Charity and Key, said announcer number 1. Iconic stands up in the corner. Drama runs at Iconic. Iconic boots Drama. Drama groans, then walks away. Essence runs at Iconic. Iconic boots Essence. Essence walks away. Iconic runs at both Drama and Essence. Both Drama and Essence lift Iconic, then do a double flapjack onto her. Iconic groans. What a double flapjack, said announcer number 2. Both Drama and Essence stand up. Drama points at Iconic. Essence nods her head, then goes to walk. Drama turns Essence, kicks her stomach, sets her up, lifts, then does a spinning suplex onto her. Essence groans. Drama just connected with her spinning suplex, said announcer number 1. Drama picks Essence up, runs, then throws her over the top rope. Essence lands onto the floor. Essence is gone, said announcer number 2. And now we're down to 2, said announcer number 1. Drama looks at Iconic. Iconic slowly stands up. Drama kicks Iconic's stomach. Iconic groans. Drama sets Iconic up for a suplex, then lifts her. Iconic is squirming, then lands onto her feet behind Drama. Drama does a back elbow onto Iconic. Iconic groans, then kneels next to the ropes. Drama looks at Iconic. Iconic stands up. Drama bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring, then runs at Iconic. Iconic lifts Drama over the top rope. Drama is holding onto the top rope, then pulls herself up onto the ledge of the ring. Iconic dropkicks Drama. Drama falls off the ledge of the ring, then lands onto the floor. Bell dings. Here's your winner, Iconic said. Announcer number 3. Iconic falls in the middle of the ring, then starts crying. Iconic is now the first ever Blood Rumble princess, said announce number 2. I thought it was gonna be Drama, but somehow Iconic pulled it off. She definitely deserves this, said announcer number 1. Iconic goes through the bottom rope, walks up the ramp, then sees James. James is clapping. Iconic is smiling, walks up the staircase, then hugs James. James is smiling. Please, if you will, said James. Iconic sits on the throne. James grabs the crown, then places it onto Iconic's head. Iconic wipes her tears, stands up, then grabs the scepter. Both announce number 1 and announcer number 2 are clapping. I'm glad Iconic won. Because she deserves this, said announcer number 2. Yes, she does. Well, folks, we now switch gears. 2-hour men's battle royale to be once the first ever Blood Rumble prince, said announce number 1. Bell dings. This match is scheduled for one fall. Is the men's battle royale, where the winner will become the first ever Blood Rumble prince, said announce number 3. Bell dings. All 19 men are attacking each other. The Cataclysm is punching the man. The man is groaning. The Cataclysm grabs the man, then bounces his head off the top turnbuckle. The man groans. The Cataclysm is kicking the man. The man is groaning. The Cataclysm whips the man into the opposite corner. The man groans. The Cataclysm runs at the man. The man boots the Cataclysm. The Cataclysm walks away. The man jumps onto the second rope, then leaps off of it. The Cataclysm catches the man in his arms. The man is shaking his head. The Cataclysm lifts the man onto his right shoulder, then quickly does a power slam onto him. The man groans. That power slam looked like it hurt, said announcer number 2. The Cataclysm picks the man up, then throws him over the top rope. The man lands onto the floor. The man has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Magician gets whipped into the corner. The badger runs at Magician. Magician boots the badger. The badger groans, then walks away. Magician tries locking in a cobra clutch onto the badger. The badger is struggling, then runs backwards. Magician goes into the corner, then he groans. The badger is kicking Magician. Magician is groaning. The badger lifts Magician onto the second rope. Magician punches the badger. The badger is groaning. Magician wraps his legs around the badger's waist, then pulls him over the top rope. The badger is holding onto ropes. The messenger pushes the Cataclysm into the ropes. The Cataclysm bumps into the badger. The badger falls onto the floor. Magician is laying on the ledge of the ring, then rolls back inside it. Badger is out of here, said announcer number 2. This ain't baseball, said announcer number 1. Ursus is hitting Paragon's back. Paragon is groaning. Ursus bounces Paragon off of the ropes, then does a spinning side slam onto him. Paragon groans. Ursus grabs Paragon, then goes to throw him over the top rope. Raptor hits Ursus's back. Ursus groans, then elbows Raptor. Raptor falls onto his knees. Paragon kicks Ursus's stomach. Ursus groans. Paragon whips Ursus. Ursus reverses it. Paragon goes into the corner. Ursus runs at Paragon. Paragon moves. Ursus goes face first into the corner then. He groans. Paragon runs at Ursus, then does a corner enziguri to the back of his head. Ursus groans. Then walks along the ropes. Raptor bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring, runs. Then clotheslines Ursus over the top rope. Ursus lands onto the floor. Ursus is gone, said announcer number 2. The hurricane is punching Ravanger. Ravanger is groaning. The strangler hits the hurricane's back. The hurricane groans. Ravanger shakes his head, then kicks the hurricane's stomach. The hurricane groans. Both Ravanger and the strangler bounce the hurricane off the ropes. Then bend over. The hurricane kicks Ravanger's chest. Ravanger groans, stands up, then walks away. The hurricane runs, then bounces off of the ropes again. The strangler runs at the hurricane, then clotheslines him over the top rope. The hurricane lands onto the floor. Hurricane has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Ravanger is leaning against ropes, then turns around. Raptor lifts. Ravanger then does a spinebuster onto him. Ravanger groans. Raptor stands up. Slayer superkicks. Raptor. Raptor groans, bounces off of the ropes, then clotheslines Slayer. Slayer groans. Raptor slowly stands up next to the ropes, then shakes his head. The strangler runs at Raptor, then clotheslines him over the top rope. Raptor lands onto the ledge of the ring. The strangler looks at Raptor, then goes to grab him. Raptor shoulder blocks the strangler's stomach. The strangler groans. Dread gets thrown over the top rope, then lands onto the ledge of the ring. Bombardment goes to grab Dread. Dread shoulder blocks Bombardment's stomach. Bombardment groans. Dread sees Raptor on the ledge of the side of the ring. Raptor stands up onto the ledge of the ring. Dread jumps up, then does a springboard dropkick onto Raptor. Raptor falls off the ledge of the ring, then lands onto the floor. Raptor is gone, said announcer number 2. Genie is standing outside of the ring. Look at Genie. He hasn't even been in the ring yet, said announcer number 1. I think that's a smart idea. Wait until everyone else is gone, said announcer number 2. But what if the last person is Onyx or Bombardment? Asked announcer number 1. Oh right, said announcer number 2. Genie continues watching. The crowd is cheering. The stalker jumps over the barricade, then hits Genie's back. Genie groans, then looks at the stalker. Wait, please? It wasn't my idea. It was Puppeteer's, said Genie. The stalker punches Genie. Genie falls onto the floor. The stalker picks Genie up, then throws him into the ring. Genie looks at the stalker, crawls backwards, bumps into the cataclysm, then looks up at him. The cataclysm picks Genie up, lifts him onto his right shoulder, then does power slam onto him. Genie groans. The cataclysm picks Genie up, then throws him over the top rope. Genie lands onto the floor. Genie's been eliminated, said announcer number 1. Both Ravanger and the stalker attack the cataclysm. The cataclysm falls onto the mat. Both Ravanger and the strangler are kicking the cataclysm. The cataclysm is groaning. Is this a smart idea? Asked announcer number 2. Attacking cataclysm? Not really, said announcer number 1. Ravanger picks the cataclysm up, then whips him into the corner. The cataclysm groans. Whip me, said the strangler. Ravanger whips the strangler. The strangler runs at the cataclysm. The cataclysm boots the strangler. The strangler groans. Ravanger runs at the cataclysm. The cataclysm lifts Ravanger over the top rope. Ravanger lands onto the floor, then hits his head off of the steel stairs. Oh, that'll leave a good welt, said announcer number 2. The strangler turns around. The cataclysm lifts the strangler onto his right shoulder, then does a power slam onto him. The strangler groans. The messenger jumps at the cataclysm. The cataclysm goes into the ropes. The messenger continuously punches the cataclysm. The cataclysm continuously groaning. The messenger bounces the cataclysm off of the ropes. The cataclysm twists the messenger's right arm, then lifts him onto his left shoulder. The messenger is squirming, lands onto his feet behind the cataclysm, grabs him, then throws him over the top rope. The cataclysm lands onto the ledge of the ring. Cataclysm is barely hanging on, said announcer number 1. The messenger continuously kicks the cataclysm. The cataclysm is holding onto the bottom rope. The messenger tries reaching for the cataclysm. Slayer looks at the messenger, runs, then hits his back. The messenger goes over the top rope, then lands onto the floor. Messenger is gone, said announcer number 2. That must feel sweet for Slayer. Eliminating the man that took his title, said announcer number 1. A group is attacking Onyx. Onyx is groaning. They're all ganging up on Onyx now, said announcer number 2. Get the big men out of the match, said announcer number 1. Onyx is leaning against the ropes. The group tries lifting Onyx. Onyx pushes the group. The group falls onto the mat. Onyx stands up. Boom boom bicycle kicks Onyx. Onyx groans, then leans against the ropes again. The group stands up, grab Onyx's legs, then lift him over the top rope. Onyx tries holding onto the ropes, then lands onto the floor. Onyx is out. They eliminated Onyx, said announcer number 2. Paragon hits Slayer. Slayer groans, then walks away. Paragon kicks Slayer's right side. Slayer groans. Paragon bounces Slayer off of the ropes, then bends over. Slayer kills Paragon's chest. Paragon groans, then stands up. Slayer bounces off of the ropes. Paragon does a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker onto Slayer. Slayer groans. What a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, said announcer number 1. Slayer's definitely gonna feel that for a while, said announcer number 2. Paragon grabs Slayer, then throws him over the top rope. Slayer lands onto the ledge of the ring. Paragon looks at Slayer, runs at Slayer, then goes for a step enziguri onto him. Slayer ducks. Paragon lands face first onto the mat, then he groans. Oh, that had to hurt, said announcer number 1. Slayer goes through the middle rope, then goes to superkick Paragon. Paragon ducks. Slayer turns around. Paragon runs, bounces off of the ropes, then does a crossbody onto Slayer. Both Paragon and Slayer go over the top rope. Slayer holds onto the ropes. Paragon lands onto the floor. Paragon's gone, said announcer number 2. The guns kicks the cataclysm's stomach. The cataclysm groans, then bends over. The guns runs, then bounces off of the ropes. The cataclysm lifts the guns onto his right shoulder, then does a power slam onto him. The guns groans. Dread runs at the cataclysm. The cataclysm lifts Dread onto his right shoulder, then quickly does a power slam onto him. Dread groans. The cataclysm looks, then sees bombardment. Yeah, I want to see if cataclysm could lift bombardment. He could lift Ursus, said announcer number 1. Both bombardment and the cataclysm start punching each other. Bombardment knees the cataclysm's stomach. The cataclysm groans. Bombardment bounces the cataclysm off of the ropes, then bends over. The cataclysm kicks bombardment's chest. Bombardment groans, then stands up. The cataclysm bounces off of the ropes. Bombardment goes to clothesline the cataclysm. The cataclysm ducks. Bombardment turns around. The cataclysm lifts Bombardment onto his right shoulder, then quickly does a power slam onto him. Bombardment groans. Cataclysm just dead lifted Bombardment, said announce number 2. The lights start flickering, turn off, then back on. The masked men appear, then attack the cataclysm. The cataclysm is groaning. I still don't know who these 3 are, said announcer number 1. Masked man number 1 wraps his arm around the cataclysm's head, then does a snapmare driver onto him. The cataclysm groans. Get him out, said masked man number 1. Masked man number 2 and masked number 3 pick the cataclysm up, then lift him over the top rope. The cataclysm lands onto the floor. There goes the cataclysm, said announce number 2. The lights flicker, turn off, then back on. The masked men are gone. Drake hits the strangler's back. The strangler groans, then falls into the corner. Drake continuously kicking the strangler. The strangler continuously groaning. Drake pulls the strangler out of the corner, turns him around, then sets up for a cutter. The strangler is squirming, then rolls Drake forward. Drake stands up. The strangler clotheslines Drake. Drake groans. The strangler picks Drake up, then throws him over the top rope. Drake is holding onto the ropes. The strangler looks at Drake, then goes to grab him. Drake grabs the strangler's head, then hands him off the top rope. The stranger gasps. Drake rolls into the ring, stands up, runs, jumps onto the middle rope on the opposite side of the ring, then goes for a springboard roundhouse kick onto the strangler. The strangler catches Drake into a powerbomb. Drake is shaking his head. The strangler runs, then throws Drake over the top rope. Drake lands onto the floor, then groans. Oh man, that elimination could have injured Drake's back, said announcer number 1. Boom Boom throws Magician over the top rope. Magician lands onto the ledge of the ring. Boom Boom looks at Magician, then approaches him. Magician's shoulder blocks Boom Boom's stomach. Boom Boom groans, then walks away. Magician climbs up the turnbuckle, gets to the top of it, then jumps at Boom Boom. Boom Boom quickly does a bicycle kick onto Magician. Magician groans. Boom Boom turns around. The guns kicks Boom Boom's stomach. Boom Boom groans. The guns runs, bounces off of the ropes, jumps up, then does a curb stomp onto Boom Boom. Boom Boom groans. Magician is slowly moving. The guns runs, bounces off of the ropes, jumps up, then does a curb stomp onto Magician. Magician groans, then goes limp. The guns picks Magician up, runs, then throws him over the top rope. Magician lands onto the floor. Magician's chance of winning has disappeared, said announcer number 2. Bombardment is leaning against the ropes. Bombardment is finally up after that power slam by Cataclysm. All 5 are attacking Bombardment. Bombardment is groaning. All 5 grab Bombardment's legs, then lift him over the top rope. Bombardment goes over the top rope, then lands onto the floor. Bombardment has been eliminated, said announcer number 1. All the big guys are gone, said announcer number 2. The Strangler is attacking Dread. Dread is groaning. Both Slayer and the guns are attacking. Boom Boom. Boom Boom is groaning. Boom Boom might still be feeling the effects of the curb stomp, said announcer number 1. Boom Boom pushes Slayer, then punches the guns. Slayer stands up, then jumps at Boom Boom. Boom Boom groans, then leans against the ropes. Both Slayer and the guns bounce Boom Boom off of the ropes. Boom Boom bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring, then double clotheslines both Slayer and the guns. Both Slayer and the guns groan. The Strangler whips Dread into the corner hard. Dread goes into the corner, falls onto the mat, then he groans. Boom Boom. Bicycle kicks the strangler. The strangler falls onto the mat, then groans. Boom Boom looks at Slayer, runs at him, then goes for a bicycle kick. Slayer ducks. Boom Boom turns around. Slayer super kicks Boom Boom. Boom Boom falls onto the mat. Guns, guns. The guns looks up at Slayer, sees Dread slowly moving up, bounces off of the ropes, jumps up, then does a curb stomp onto him. Dread groans. Him too. The guns bounces off of the ropes, jumps up, then does a curb stomp onto the strangler. The strangler groans. One more, said Slayer. The guns looks at Boom Boom, runs, then bounces off of the ropes. Slayer super kicks the guns. The guns goes over the top rope, then lands onto the floor. Slayer just double-crossed guns, said announcer number 2. We're down to 4, said announcer number 1. The guns looks up at Slayer. Slayer shrugs his shoulders. It's every man for themselves. Sorry, said Slayer, turning around. Boom Boom slowly stands up. Slayer superkicks. Boom Boom. Boom Boom falls onto the mat. The strangler pulls himself up with the ropes, then turns around. Slayer goes to superkick the strangler. The strangler ducks, then lifts Slayer over the top rope. Slayer lands onto the floor. There goes Slayer, said announcer number 2. The strangler is leaning against the ropes, then turns around. Boom Boom stands up, then goes for a bicycle kick onto the strangler. The strangler ducks. Boom Boom's right leg gets caught onto the top rope. The strangler runs, bounces off of the ropes on the opposite side of the ring, then hits Boom Boom. Boom Boom goes over the top rope, falls off the ledge, then lands onto the floor. Boom Boom has been eliminated. And we're down to 2, said announcer number 1. The strangler looks at Dread. Dread stands up, then turns around. The strangler clotheslines Dread. Dread groans. I think we know who's gonna win. Because Dread is still healing from his broken nose, said announcer number 2. The strangler picks Dread up, sets him up for a powerbomb, lifts him, then runs towards the ropes. Dread grabs the top rope, then Hurricane Rana's the stranger over the top rope. The strangler lands onto the floor. Bell dings. Here's your winner, Dread, said announcer number 3. Dread has become our first ever Blood Rumble Prince, said announcer number 1. I can't believe it. I really thought Strangler had the match won. But somehow Dread reversed it into a Hurricane Rana. I'm impressed, said announcer number 2. Congratulations to Dread, who just a couple weeks ago lost his title, got a broken nose and had to take time off. Comes back and wins the Battle Royale, said announcer number 1. He definitely deserves this. Especially for what you've just explained, said announcer number 2. Dread walks up the ramp. James appears next to the throne. Dread approaches. James holds out his right hand. Dread shakes James's hand, then sits on the throne. James grabs the crown, then places it onto Dread's head. Dread stands up, grabs his scepter, then raises it. The crowd is cheering. Well, folks, we want to thank you for watching. Be safe out there and good night, said announcer number 1. Bye-bye, said announcer number 2, waving. Dread continues holding up the scepter. James is clapping. The crowd continues cheering. The end.